Good afternoon and welcome to Talbot Express Stadium for Northern Premier League action between Whitby Town and Marine. Marine are looking to bounce back from Tuesday night's difficult 1-0 defeat to Gainsborough Trinity. They currently hold the 7th place in the league. They travel to a Whitby Town side with a strong second half to the season, but also on the back of a 2-1 loss to Bamber Bridge in their last fixture. I'm joined this afternoon by Luke Feather. Luke, what do you think Marine need to do to change it into 3 points today?
Well, first of all, good afternoon, everyone. Well, just looking at the lineup, I'll let you go through it in a moment, but looking at the lineup, we have got some attacking talent out there. It looks to be a very balanced side. We've seen Marine at their best this season when they're attacking with width. With the system that we're putting out today, it looks like it will give Josh Solomon-Davis and Sean Smith the freedom to roam forward when they can, just creating those overloads in the wide areas and looking to get crosses into the box. Joe Hardy, 1 goal to his name, of course, last Saturday. Already he'll be looking to add to that tally today. Sol Solomon and Ben Hodkinson looking to open his account.
Yeah, you mentioned there the teams. I will just run you through it, starting with Marine. There's in goal number 1, Bailey Patton. 2 is Josh Solomon-Davis. 3, Sean Smith. 4 is Will Johnson. 5, the captain Josh Wardle. 6, Johnny Spittle. 7, Ben Hodkinson. 8, Charlie Doyle. 9, Joe Hardy. 10, Sol Solomon. And 11, Jordan Lussey. On the bench for the Mariners this afternoon is number 12, Luke Clark. 14, Mark Howarth. 15, Lucas Weir. 16, Louis Britton. And 17, the new signing, Akil Rafi. As the two teams come onto the pitch, I'll read you out your Whitby Town team. It's number 1, Shane Bland. 2, Sonny Fergus. 3, Colby Shepherd. 4, Adam Gell. 5, the captain Daniel Rowe. 6, Jamie Bramwell. 7, Lewis Hawkins. 8, Aaron Braithwaite. 9 is Connor Simpson. 10, Sean Tooton. And 11, Harry Green. And on the bench for the hosts is number 12, Precy Griffiths. 14, Lewis Ritson. 15, Josh Storr. 16, Aaron Haswell. And number 18, Lee Bullock. So, following from Tuesday's defeat at Gainsborough, Neil Young's reacted by introducing Ben Hodkinson back into the team, along with Joe Hardy, as he's mentioned. Luke did get his debut goal last Saturday. And also, Johnny Spittle returns to the side after a few games' absence. Joe Bunny isn't involved in the Marine team today due to a concussion Tuesday night. And Mark Howarth and Lucas Weir dropped to the bench. So do you think it'll be a back 5 for Marine today, Luke?
Yeah, it looks so, doesn't it? With Spittle, Johnson and Wardle along that back line. It's good to have Wardle back in the team after his suspension recently, of course. Will Johnson, been really impressive since he's come in on loan from Fleetwood Town, especially with that a debut performance at Atherton Collieries. Hoping for more of the same from him. Johnny Spittle, especially in the second half of the season, has been one of Marine's top performers in my opinion, and a late shout for player of the season. He's been one of the most consistent players along that back line. The good balance in midfield with the industrial Charlie Doyle and the good control of the ball from Jordan Lussey. So a good balanced side.
Yeah, Marine with the second best defence in the league. And that's also been helped by the signing of young Will Johnson, who's brilliant again on Tuesday night. Special signing, the 18-year-old for the season from Fleetwood Town. And we say Johnny Spittle, brilliant, especially in the second half of the season, alongside Josh Wardle, who's just found his feet back into the side, captain. We're just waiting for the Whitby Town huddle. If you do remember the reverse fixture at the Marine Travel Arena, it was a 2-0 win for Marine. Sol Solomon in his early days at the club, finding both goals on that Saturday. There's been a much strengthened second half of the season by the home side, so it'll be a different game, you suggest. And Whitby Town will get this game underway. Connor Simpson over the ball. Just waiting for the referee's whistle. We will get underway here. There we go. Whitby Town will get things over with a high ball. It should be dealt with easily by Johnny Spittle, and is headed forward with Sol Solomon, headed forward by Fergus. And Marine come with it with Charlie Doyle. Hits it first time, looking for the run of Ben Hodkinson, but the ball just runs away into the hands of Shane Bland for the first time this afternoon. It does look like a direct approach from Whitby Town. Bland will go long here. The forward figure of Connor Simpson looking to get under this, but it's flicked on by Simpson, helped away by Johnson. Headed forward again by captain Rowe, and here's Whitby Town coming forward now. A little ball in behind, looking for the number 10, and Passant's come out here and just about dealt with the ball. It was Sean Tooton who got only for the ball, but Passant came flying out and just about dealt with the danger there.
Yeah, a bit of a let off for Marine. It came from Sean Smith, just let the ball bounce over his head, slightly misjudged it, did the left back in the team. It was a long ball over the top looking for Tooton. Good goalkeeping in the end from Passant, but early warning signs for Marine.
Passant does get the ball forward, headed out of play by Daniel Rowe. But it's been a while since we've seen both Josh Solomon-Davies and Sean Smith starting in a Marine team. They were so consistent in the early days of the season. They are back in Neil Young's starting lineup today as Whitby Town get a free kick halfway inside their own half.
It's good to see those two back in the team though, and it's on. They're clearly the best two fullbacks at the club. Solomon-Davies has had his injury worries at times. Sean Smith struggled with a little bit of form in the last couple of months. Joe Bunny has done a decent job there. Left back, as you say, missing today, so I guess he's chancing from the start.
Ball forward, and Johnny Spittle leaves the ball, but he has his shirt pulled in the process. And referee this afternoon, Stephen Lawson, awards it in Marine's favour. The early signs of the game, it is going to be a pretty one for the 90 minutes. It's going to be who wants it more and who's going to be stronger outfit on the day. As Passant is going to go long, he's getting his players onto his right hand side and knocks this one forward. He's actually gone the opposite way looking for Sean Smith. It's a nice idea by the keeper, and Smith has time to bring this down now. Under the challenge of Fergus will be a Marine throw-in. Smith just told to leave this one for Jordan Lussey. We know what he can do from this kind of range. This is all three centre half, Spittle, Johnson and Josh Wardle come forward for this one. And Lussey with the ball in his hands will launch this one into the box, and it's towards Wardle. He can't quite get ahead to it. It was fell to Hardy. Wardle now, and it's a poor pass back. Charladill will get onto it and back to Solomon-Davies, who goes all the way back to Bailey Passant. Passant should take his time as the Marine players get back into their shape. Under no real pressure here, Passant. Eventually Harry Green runs over to him and he'll knock this one forward. It's easy header away by Bramwell. Wardle gets it down, but it's going to be Whitby who come forward with it now, and it's Tooton challenged by Smith. It's still Tooton on the ball and plays it wide to Hawkins. First time knocks this in. Should be Bailey Passant, and it is. Claims it well. Keeper who's been calling to a lot of action early on in the first 4 minutes here. Passant again taking his time on the ball and will go long once more.
Just noticed with those forwards, especially with the wide ones, Hodkinson and Solomon, they're just taking it in turns to go a little bit closer to Hardy, offer their services for some link-up play. The other one looking to stretch for play over on the opposite side.
Well, he's not the biggest figure, is he? Joe Hardy. You do think who are we looking for if they're going to go long, Marine? But Sean Smith looking for the crossfield pass. Solomon-Davies runs out for a throw-in on the halfway line for Whitby Town. Colby Shepherd looking to go down the line towards Connor Simpson. Spittle's there under the ball and knocks it back out for another throw-in. A bit further forward into Marine half here for Whitby. And Shepherd again with the ball in his hands. Lays this one off, and now Green on the ball, comes inside. Checks past Doyle and looks to knock this one through. A couple Marine shirts, but you do think Johnson will deal with it, and he just about does, and shields it out for a Marine goal kick. Coming up to 5 minutes into the first half here between Whitby Town and Marine. Yet to see a real start of goal from either side.
It's really mature defending once again from Will Johnson, isn't it? He doesn't play like someone who's recently turned 18 years old. plays above his years.
Headed forward by captain Daniel Rowe once more, but it's going to be a Marine throw-in, and now Joe Hardy collects the ball from deep. Crossfield pass from Lussey, looking for Smith, just about finds a fullback, but Smith looks to play it into Solomon. He wasn't on the same wavelength there, but collected by Jordan Lussey. The ball seems to just be holding up a little bit on the pitch. It's catching the Marine players out at times. And Jordan Lussey couldn't quite get hold of the ball there, and it's going to be a throw-in for Sonny Fergus inside his own half. Fergus looking for Simpson down the line, headed forward by Wardle, but it's going to be another Whitby Town throw-in. Just in front of the travelling Marine fans who've made the long trip north this afternoon. Knocked forward, looking for Simpson again. You do think he's going to be the main man for Whitby Town every time the ball goes forward, but doesn't work out for him on this occasion.
You mentioned those travelling Marine fans there, Tom. Fair play to them once again, as we have done all season. Travelled well, come in their numbers as we do every other week.
Yeah, brilliant support. Once more by Marine. Ball forward now flicked on by Doyle and then Hardy, but only as far as Rowe again, who hits it forward. Looking for Simpson, but pass it's quickly off his line. I don't think it's going to run for him in the box, so the keeper has to shield it out of play, and does so well. Gets himself a goal kick. He's going to go short pass it, though he thought about going to Will Johnson, but again it's going to be a direct route for Marines number 1. You do think who is he going to try and pick out from these long kicks, because it looks to be Rowe who's going to win the aerial duel every time, and Whitby win it again from the goal kick. Once more past Hardy, but collected by Lussey. Just about kept in play on that far side by Smith, and now Charlie Doyle. Smith again, the touch is heavy and caught onto by Hawkins, and now Whitby come forward and checks inside. I think it's Harry Green on that far side, but defended well by captain Josh Wardle. Hardy couldn't quite bring it down, and Whitby again come with the ball, hit forward by Fergus. Lussey cuts it out, and now Smith has time to come forward for Marine. And now Solomon, his first introduction in the game, checks past Fergus. Solomon's going to drive into the Whitby box and lays it off to Ben Hodkinson for the shot. And it's a great save by Shane Bland, but he is called offside. Ben Hodkinson, lovely play by Marine.
Yeah, first real involvement for Solomon there over on that far side. It's just where he wants it. Ball at his feet, running at the defence. Just slips it in behind for Hodkinson. Just started his run slightly too early. Of course, he's going to be eager to get those shots in on goal. Still looking for his first goal in Marine colours.
Yeah, that's what he can do. Solomon, though, first introduction into the game. Similar how he picked the ball up against FC United of Manchester last Saturday. Scored the opening goal. Headed forward by Johnson from the goal kick, and now Hardy. Cut out by Bramwell coming back for Whitby. Marine come forward with Charlie Doyle, who throws himself at the ball as he always does. It's Sean Smith now, looking for the pass of Solomon Davies. It's a poor one, easily cut out by Shepherd, but his pass forward is well intercepted by Solomon Davis. Will be a throw-in on the halfway line, Colby Shepherd to take.
Seemed a wasted opportunity there. Solomon Davis had a lot of space to run into down this right hand side. Smith unable to find the ball.
Whitby with possession at the back here with Rowe. This is one forward, headed out by Solomon Davis, but now here's Shepherd. Coming forward past Lussey, still with the ball, and looks to put a cross in, and it's deflected out, and it's going to be the first corner of the game for Whitby Town.
Yeah, did well with the recovery defending there from Jordan Lussey.
Whitby Town goes short, and now here's Tooten. Puts a low cross in, and it should have been cut out by Smith, but eventually cleared by Marine. Goes to Hardy, but he couldn't quite bring the ball down, and it's cut out by Hawkins. Long ball into the Marine box now. Solomon Davis is underneath it. Well collected by Rowe, and a nice ball out wide to Tooten again. Can he put a better delivery into the box this time? He checks back, looking for the number 8, Braithwaite. Shepherd now. Just working this one, Whitby, but it's a little flick. Only as far as Charlie Doyle, but again, Whitby Town have the ball now in Marine's half. Laid off by Green. Nice ball into Hawkins. fouled by Josh Wardle, who's always going to give that one the referee. It's a good opportunity now for Whitby Town, about 30 or so yards out from Marine's goal from a set piece. It's just one of those you don't know if he's going to go for the shot here or maybe try and dink it into the box. It's a bit central for a cross, you'd say, Luke.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a shot on goal here. I'm just worried a little bit about Marine's outball today. Looks like Hardy as well as Hodkinson and Solomon. It's the type that he wants to play off the type of a Louis Britton or a Joe Bunny, but he's tasked with doing that job himself today. Just needs to get the ball to stick a little bit better.
I've just been watching the scuffle as it's going on. It's Connor Simpson and Josh Wardle both letting each other know that they're in for a battle this afternoon. Referee just letting them know he's watching. A quick word. He's taking his time here. Referee Steve Lawson with Josh Wardle is waiting for the free kick. It's going to be a 4-man wall for Marine, not taking any chances with the shot.
Tell you what, it is a long way out. Whole of 30 to 35 yards.
Would be a fair hit, you'd have to say. There's only one man over it, and that's Whitby's number 11, Harry Green. Still moaning Connor Simpson to the linesman. Just waiting to get the game back underway here. The referee blows his whistle and Green will go for a shot. Well blocked by the Marine wall. Green again, blocked again. Jordan Lussey in there. It's gone all the way out for a Whitby throw in just inside Marine's half. Sonny Fergus with the throw in. And goes down the line looking for Simpson. Wardle's got the back of his shirt, but Smith heads it forward. Struggling to get hold of the ball here, the Mariners. A spell for the home side. Wardle hits the deck and I think his shout for the free kick earned him on that occasion. It will be Marine free kick.
A couple of frustrated figures out there for Marine. Sean Smith, I've seen wave his hands around a couple of times, and Charlie Doyle just need to keep their heads.
Still early doors here at the Tow Bar Express. 13 minutes in, it is still Whitby Town 0, Marine 0. A long ball forward, I think, by Will Johnson. Searching Sol Solomon, but an easy claim by goalkeeper Shane Bland. Marine just need to get a hold of the ball of this game, struggling to do so far. As a long ball goes forward, Smith, well, it's Charlie Doyle who's actually got in there and he's holding his head. Charlie Doyle in a collision with Connor Simpson as he goes flying in for the ball. Physio has come on, but I think Charlie Doyle will just about come away from that one unscathed. Never afraid to put his body in there. Not happy about the challenge.
Just gesturing there, it's been elbowed in the head quite angrily towards the referee.
Yeah, this is just a bit of a bloody nose for Charlie Doyle. He's not happy with the referee. As you say, Luke claiming an elbow in there. We'll just get a talking to by the referee just to calm things back down here. That's what you expect when you go up against the tall figure of Connor Simpson. You're going to get a few elbows and barges throughout the game. Just a talking to then, and I think it will ball with the referee. Not too sure what's going to come of this. I think maybe just back to the Whitby Town keeper possibly. Certainly taking the sting out of the game, the referee here.
I think he's just going to let him play on from a drop ball. Slightly unusual. Usually get an opposition player kicking it back to the goalkeeper in those situations, but...
Well, they have come away with it, Whitby, and Shepherd has a chance to cross it here, and it's a ball into the feet of Green, who takes the shot on, well blocked by Spittle. Whitby still with the ball, and it's actually Sol Solomon back there doing some defensive work. I think it's eventually cleared by Sean Smith for another Whitby Town throw-in.
Yeah, vital blocking there from Spittle.
Just surviving a few waves of pressure here by the home side. Still with the ball It's Sonny Fergus with the throw-in. He'll go down the line once more, and he does. Looking for Simpson. Headed into the feet of Green now. Checks past Lucy and past Smith, and he hits the deck. And referee just awards a throw-in. I think it's a bit slightly theatrical there by Harry Green as he hit the deck.
Yeah, not too many complaints from the Whitby Town fans, it has to be said.
There will be a throw-in for Marine. Josh Wall's just going to take this one down the line. So he's only got Solomon ahead of him, Wardle. Not too many options, but he will look down the line. I think it's towards Joe Hardy. Easily won in there by Fergus. Flicked on again by Whitby, but Doyle's in there. Smith helps it forward only as far as Hawkins. Hit forward again by Marine, looking for Ben Hodkinson, but it's going to be well defended by Braithwaite as he shields the ball out of play. Well, I think he thought it was for a goal kick, but the referee's actually awarded a corner here. It was Aaron Braithwaite. Thought he'd done enough to win the goal kick.
I have to say, I thought he'd done enough to win the goal kick as well. It's a slightly strange decision and stunned silence in the ground, but it's a chance for Marine.
Yeah, well, they've been given an opportunity here. Solomon over the corner. Solomon will put the delivery in. Headed away by a tall figure of Connor Simpson, only as far as another Marine corner. Opposite side this time. You do think it's going to be one of those games, a tricky away game where kind of a set-piece goal could be the difference. Saw at Atherton Collieries a few weeks ago, just that getting your name on that first goal makes a big difference in these kind of games. It's Ben Hodkinson over this corner for an in-swinger for Marine. Hodkinson puts the delivery in towards the near post, headed away again. Hodkinson back over the ball, looking to put another delivery in. He keeps coming inside Hodkinson. It's a really poor delivery. He still has the ball though. Number 7 for Marine, and takes on a shot blocked as far as Solomon now for Marine. Solomon kicks the ball past Shepherd and hits the deck, and it looked like a free kick, but the referee awards a throw-in on that far side.
Well, you have to say he's consistent, the referee. There was one at the other end where I think it was Harry Green went down for Whitby. Similar situation there for Solomon and nothing given.
It will be a Whitby thrown from Fergus back down the line, headed forward by Wardle. Helped on by Charlie Doyle and brought down, but a challenge there by Joe Hardy, working hard for Marine, just couldn't quite get the ball down. And Whitby now coming forward, a nice ball looking for Tooten, should be dealt with by Johnson. He lays it back to Passon, and Passon, nice ball forward towards Doyle, challenging there with Shepherd, and the left back comes away with it for Whitby, and the ball ricochets off Ben Hodkinson. A throw for the home side.
Did really well there, Passon, with the ball bobbling back to him. Striker bearing down on him. Did well to keep his clearance under control.
I think we're just searching for a new ball here. Actually got from the other side of the pitch. It's going to be Colby Shepherd with the throw-in, just creeping inside the Marine half. Down the line, missed by Spittle, but cleared by Wardle and helped on by Lucy. And Hardy can hold the ball here for Marine. Just couldn't quite get it down. We could have done a little bit better there, the striker. Ball forward now, looking for Simpson. Helped on towards Tooten. Well dealt with by Solomon Davis, heading it back to his goalkeeper.
Yeah, really frustrating there from Hardy. Just couldn't get the ball to stick. He had plenty of time to take it down, but it's just putting your team back under pressure when you can't control the ball in those situations.
Passing again, the ball in his hand is certainly a tactic here as Solomon Davis is the man in space this time. Slips with the kick though, passing. And Lucy misses the kick, and forward now for Whitby. Knocked again by Spittle this time. Bit of miscommunication at the back there, but eventually dealt with. Headed back by Rowe into the hands of Shane Bland. Kick forward by the Whitby keeper. One in there by Doyle. Referees give it in favour of Marine. So we'll get a throw in inside Whitby's half. Solomon Davis has come down to take the throw in. Just looking for a few options. The referee's just told him to take a few steps back. Or quite a few steps back, in fact. Entered back into his own half. So lack of options here for Solomon Davis. Hodkinson's come short, but he's going to go down the line for Doyle. Flicked on. Helped forward by Whitby. Back into the feet of Solomon Davis. Nice ball to his other full-back Smith, and now Lussey can come forward for Marine. Looks to play in Sean Smith, but it's a really poor ball by Lussey. Had so much time to pick a pass. Kicked it straight out of play. And it's going to be a throw in for Sonny Fergus on that far side. It's kind of summed up the first 20 or so minutes for Marine. That just lack of quality on the ball. Ball forward. Hit forward by Wardle, and Sol Solomon now with the ball in his hands for Marine throw-in. Left it towards Sean Smith. Throws it to Lussey, who hits it forward first time, looking for Hardy. Cleared away, and now Gel can come forward. Simpson misses his kick and straight into the feet of Johnson. And Johnson's ball is a heavy pass out wide. Well done to Solomon Davis, who's keeping it in play. Gives it back to Johnson, who goes down the line. Hit forward. Whitby with the ball to the feet of Daniel Rowe. Back to his goalkeeper, Shane Bland, who sweeps the ball forward. Headed forward by Johnson. Into Shepherd. Shepherd taking on Hodkinson. Hit forward by Charlie Doyle. Straight back to the goalkeeper all in orange today, Shane Bland. Neither side looking to keep the ball for too long. Keep the tennis in the middle of the park as Johnson again wins the header, but only as far as Tooten. And now Bramwell into Hawkins. A challenge on by Lussey, but lays it out wide to Fergus. Fergus puts a cross in, headed out by Spittle. Doyle has to help it on, but Whitby still with the ball here. Swept out again, and now Hodkinson come away with the ball. Looks to have been clipped to the floor, and the referee hasn't given the foul. As Hodkinson hit the deck, he grabbed the ball thinking it was a certain foul. The referee didn't agree with him, and he's actually given Whitby the free kick.
Do you see that so often? Players going down, expecting to get the free kick, grabbing the ball, but the referee hadn't given a free kick, so it's obvious handball. Marine just getting completely overrun in midfield at the moment. I think the three at the back, I think maybe sooner rather than later one of those could come off and get an extra man in midfield just to help out, because we're definitely being overrun at the moment.
The free kick is headed out by Spittle. It's going to be a throw-in in line with the edge of the box for Whitby. Neil Young did switch to a 5-back for his Tuesday night fixture against Gainsborough, where the Mariners struggled to get any side goal in the game. Now here's Fergus. Good challenge by Smith. Smith hits the deck, and the game's going to be played on here. The ball goes out wide to Green. Puts a cross in Green, but it's gone straight out of play. Poor delivery in the end, and it's a goal kick for Marine. Referee now just looking over to Sean Smith, who's still on the deck.
Yep, not what you want to see. A couple of strong challenges flying in there. Sean Smith, not the type to stay down, but doesn't look completely comfortable.
Luke Clark and new signing Akil Rafi. We'll go for a little warm up here. The rest of the bench, Mark Howarth, Lucas Weir and Louis Britton returns to the side after a hamstring injury. Luckily for him, it's not been too long. He's been on the sidelines. You might think it might be a game that will suit Louis Britton.
Well, just need someone up front that can hold the ball, because at the minute the ball just isn't sticking to Hodkinson, Solomon or Hardy, to be fair. It's not just with number 9. Louis Britton is a commanding figure, but he's also got a good touch. Sort of game that, you know, is crying out for a player of his calibre.
Passing gets things back underway as Smith returns to the pitch. Both two Whitby Town players going for the same header have ended up rewarding Marine a throw-in. Will Johnson launches it down the line. It's a long throw-in. Winning there by Solomon Davis, but Whitby come away with the ball. Good challenge in there by Doyle, who's putting the pressure on. Hooked forward by Whitby. Johnson's underneath it. Winning there by Braithwaite. And the ball does look like it has just escaped the perimeter of the pitch. Another chance for Will Johnson to send this one down the line. And the youngster does. It's another long throw in. Headed in there by Rowe and forward by Lussey. Hardy's just going to put a bit of pressure on Rowe here. He clips it forward, does just enough. It's going to be another Marine throw in, much more inside Whitby's half. It's that much show that Solomon Davis is going to leave this one. Jordan Lussey, for the second time in this game, will launch one into the home side's box.
Solomon Davis has just made himself an option there with a short throw, but
It still is an option here, but he's gone against it. Lussey, he's had it thrown it into the box, and it's headed out by Daniel Rowe. It's going to be another Marine corner. Ben Hodkinson again going over to take this corner. The Marine defenders already in the box from that throw in, so there again, hoping to get their heads on this one. Hodkinson's corner. It's a good one, and it's one in there, but it's Johnson who gets his foot to it. Hardy puts the shot in, and it's a goal! It's very scrappy inside the Whitby box from the corner. The keeper spilled the initial cross, and it's come out to Johnson, who knocks it forward. And Joe Hardy in the right place at the right time to score his second Marine goal.
Number 9, Hardy. Well, you did say, Tom, that it could be one of those days where you need to take advantage of your set pieces, and that's exactly what's gone on there. Long throw into the box, not dealt with fully, out for a corner. It was a little bit scrappy, as you say. Number 9, Joe Hardy, in the right place at the right time. Marine lead.
Well, he hasn't been involved too much in this game, Joe Hardy, but as you say, he's in the right place at the right time just before the half-hour mark. He just swept it into the top corner from close range. You have to say Whitby look probably slightly more on top going forward, but Marine get that crucial goal. Well, that's what you want your centre forward to be in and around the box and pouncing on the ball when it's there to be hit. That's exactly what Joe Hardy did there.
Yeah, needed that. Marine struggled really to get a foothold on the ball. I mentioned a moment ago how they were getting overrun in midfield, but if you can take advantage of your set pieces like that, then you're on for a good thing.
Now the ball is from Passant's kick has gone out of play for Whitby Town throw-in, halfway inside their own half. It was a spill by Shane Bland on a delivery into the box. I think it might have been with his own player that led to the chance. Fortunately for Marine, it worked out for them. But Whitby will come forward looking to get an equaliser here. They've got another throw-in creeping into the Marine half. Down the line, winning there by Wardle for another throw-in. I think it's just about now making sure you get to half-time. That clean sheet intact for Marine. Whitby come forward here with Green. Taking on Wardle, it's good defending. It's gone out for Whitby corner on that far side. Thought he might have shielded that one out, Wardle, but he did get a touch on it.
Not too many complaints from Wardle anyway.
Oh, and Aaron Braithwaite has gone over this. Can Whitby Town do the same as what Marine done minutes before? It's a low corner. Smith has struggled to get ahead to it, and it's a great block in there by Marine. It fell at the back post. I think it was Harry Green who got a firm shot to it. Might have been Will Johnson who threw himself at it. A collection of bodies, but did just enough.
In the right place at the right time there, Johnson, to stop a certain equaliser.
Another corner though for Whitby. A bit more deeper into the box this time. One in there again. Marine still need to, but as a Whitby Town player hits the deck and the want a penalty kick. A few appeals in there by both fans and players, but the referee not interested at all.
He's been letting those sorts of challenges flow for the whole afternoon, to be fair, whether it's in the penalty area or the halfway line. So good to see a level of consistency from the referee.
Yeah, he's not giving away any cheap free kicks this afternoon, it looks to be. So you're going to have to do well to win a penalty, you'd think, in this game. But just on that initial one, it was a low corner. You did think Sean Smith was going to deal with it, and he couldn't get ahead to it. Good defending by Marine, as you say.
Not quite sure what happened with Smith. He just seemed to misjudge it completely and ended up on the deck.
30 minutes into this game. If you're just joining us, it's Whitby Town 0, Marine 1. Joe Hardy's goal, the difference here. And Marine will need all the points they can get if they do want to carry on joining in the playoff campaign. But a ball forward here, looking for Tooten. Flicked ball forward by Green, but passing swiftly off his line as he has been on every occasion in this game. Deals with it once more. He's just going to take his time here. The Marine keeper clips this one forward, looking for Smith. It's a nice ball, flicked on by the fullback as far as Solomon. And Solomon's coming forward here. He gets past Fergus. A chip ball in by Solomon. It's, you think a player of his quality put a better delivery in there with Hardy and Ben Hodkinson entering the box.
Yep, when you think about his first goal last week against FC United of Manchester, the way he took that chance, you would have expected him to at least put the ball back into a dangerous area for Hardy to attack. But promising signs again when you can get Solomon running with the ball down that left-hand side.
Goal kick by Bland's gone straight out of play. Marine will take the time again on the throw with Johnson. We've seen from Johnson, he's got a throw on him. He can certainly launch it down the line. He's done so once more. Headed forward. And not forward again by Hawkins. Johnson's got a man on his back, but just about deal with it. Knocks it forward and it's going to be collected here by Hardy. Held it up to Hodkinson. Challenge in there, but he beats the challenge Hodkinson. He's still got a man on his back. Knocks this one forward. He's been challenged in there by Shepherd. And Shepherd does just enough to knock this ball forward. Flicked on by Simpson, looking for Green. And Marine throwing inside their own half there.
A good play from Hodkinson there, just to keep hold of the ball. He was completely surrounded by about 3 or 4 players, but managed to wriggle through and almost spark something down that right-hand side.
Doyle gets a foot on the throw, but it's hooked forward, and it's going to be Doyle again to head this one forward, looking for Hardy. Collected at the back by Rowe, who punts it forward. Well won in there by young Will Johnson. But it's going to be Whitby going to play it in behind again. Johnson over it again to slash it forward. Hardy couldn't quite get a flick on there. Looks to be offside there, Simpson. No, the linesman doesn't think so. There's a ball forward and passing was going to come for it, but he's left it, and Green now on the ball. Into the Marine box. Back heels it for Tooten. Tooten with a shooting opportunity. Good foot in by Spittle. He wanted to get back on his right foot there, Tooten, but a good challenge at the back by Spittle, but Whitby still with the ball. Challenge in there and booted forward by Spittle. Only as far as Gel. And back to Rowe. Bit of pressure on with Solomon, but it's gone back to Adam Gel. He's come inside now. Plays it to Shepherd with a bit of space. So not too sure what it is by Shepherd, if it's a deep cross, but it's going to be claimed by Passant. They do certainly posing a threat on the attack though, the home side, when they come forward in the numbers. But Marina defended well so far, Luke.
Yeah, they have. They've been resolute. You know, it's 3 good defenders in that back line for Marine. Will Johnson once again putting in a good performance. Looks assured on the ball. Spittle barking orders in the centre of the defence.
Kick forward by Bland, looking for Simpson. One in there by Wardle. Referee not interested again in the argy-bargy between centre-back and striker. This is going to award a throw-in for Sonny Fergus. Back in play now. Fergus knocks it forward. Challenged by Spittle, who wins the header. Only as far as Braithwaite. Now Green. Challenged by, I think it's Spittle on that far side. Hooked forward by Lussey. Hardy just not able to get over that, but look, Doyle picks up the pieces. And now Hodkinson can drive forward for Marine. Lays it to Solomon Davis. Solomon Davis looking to beat Shepherd, and looks to play it through to Hodkinson, but far too much pace on the pass. A chance there for Marine to come forward in the numbers on the counter.
That's what sometimes lets him down there, Tom. Solomon Davis, just about last ball in the move. It's a really promising attack there as Hodkinson have made the underlapping run. Chance goes begging.
Headed forward by Wardle. Wardle again. A head tennis between the two sides. Solomon goes flying up. I think the referee has to award a foul that time. Solomon not really going for the ball, just going to block the man, and he ended up catching the man. Not too pleased with the Whitby Town bench. I think he will be okay. Fendo, nothing ruthless. Nice Solomon, just trying to put off Sonny Fergus there.
Yep, clear free kick, but he's back to his feet now. I think the referee will just have a word with Solomon.
Didn't seem too interested in the challenge referee. Just wants to get the game back up and running. Fergus is okay and just on the sidelines after seeing a little bit of treatment. And Shane Bland over this one to launch it forward for Whitby. Looking for Rowe. Put in there by Spittle and hooked forward by Lucy. And a chance to Hardy to put a bit of pressure on. It's brilliantly swept forward by Bland if he could keep it in play, which he hasn't. It's gone all the way out for a Marine throw-in. Josh Wardle in no rush on that far side to take the throw-in. Not too long left this first half, just under 10 minutes to go. Marine do still lead by Joe Hardy's goal just before the half-hour mark. And Whitby now with the ball with Braithwaite. It's it forward, looking for Tootum, but again defended brilliantly at the back by Will Johnson. He lays it to Solomon Davies, he's under pressure, and a good challenge in there by Aaron Braithwaite on Solomon Davies for a throw-in.
He just oozes confidence along that back line, I think, Johnson. To have a ball bobbling through like that and just to have composure to let it run across you and play it out wide to your wing-back. I mean, a lot of defenders would have hashed at that and just put it out for a throw-in, but did really well there, Johnson.
Yeah, he seems to be getting better every week, the youngster. I think our referees have seen a foul in between Spittle and Sean Tootum. Spittle did just have the forward under his lock, and that's why the referees awarded a free kick that Whitby again will launch straight into the danger area. There might have been a foul earlier on as the goalie's taking it inside his own half. Knocked forward by Bland. Flicked on in there. Wardle misses the header. It's helped on again. The pass it comes out with it, but just about deals with it. I think the linesman's awarded a corner. Bit of uncertainty at the back there by Marine. Two headers, one in there by Whitby. They escape with a corner.
A little bit scrappy in their own penalty area there, Marine. Unable to deal with it. Passant came out and not able to keep it in play.
Corner taken towards the back post, put in there by Lucy, but it's going to be another corner. The opposite end for Whitby. I think it was Daniel Rowe hit the deck in the box, the referee just telling him to get back to his feet. So the corner on the other side here, towards the near post, cleared by Sean Smith, but only as far as the kick taker Green, who far too much on the cross. Straight out of play for a throw-in on the far side.
Yeah, won't want to see that one again, will he? Harry Green has looked lively for home side. Got that one all wrong.
Yeah, just that bit of quality to put a delivery in. Couldn't find it there. So Wardle again. The ball in his hands for the throw-in. Goes down the line looking for Charlie Doyle, who it's a flick on, but cut out by Hawkins. Wood in there again by Will Johnson. Solomon Davies can come forward for Marine. Bit of a bobble on the ball, but he still has it under his grasp, Solomon Davies. Dinks it forward, a nice ball looking for Joe Hardy. Cut out well by Rowe. His ball forward is a poor one though, it's picked up by Doyle. Now Solomon Davis. Runs straight into trouble there, Solomon Davis, and Whitby can come away with it. Lussey cuts out the ball though, and a heavy ball back to Wardle. Fortunately, the defender hasn't got a man near him. Here comes Simpson though. Ball was up to Smith on that time, does well to hook it forward. Winning there again by Sean Smith. With a ball forward looking for Joe Hardy now. Hardy looking to shrug off Shepherd, who does well. Johnson again with a foot in. He's done really well in this first half, Will Johnson. Cuts out every danger that comes near him. He's going to play it all the way back to his keeper passing. Under a bit of pressure here. And we'll smack it forward. Straight out of play. Under a bit of pressure for a Whitby Town throw-in.
Safety first there from Bailey. You don't mind that so much. Give away a throw-in on the halfway line.
Throwing down the line. Winning there by Charlie Doyle again. He's been brilliant for Marine in this first half. Challenged by Spittle. Solomon trying to get himself into the game and ends up almost laying in. Lewis Hawkins there. Cut out by Wardle. It's going to be a throw-in for Sonny Fergus just inside of his own half. Referee just making sure he does take it where the ball fell out of play. Throw-in looking for Simpson. Winning there by a combination of Simpson and Green, but I think Johnson again going across there to put a challenge in. I think he might have just got the final touch there, Will Johnson, and the linesman awards another corner. Aaron Braithwaite again quickly over the ball for this corner kick. A lot of bodies in there in blue, and a corner comes in towards the back post. It's headed back into the danger zone. Solomon should get it away, but he only gets it away as far as Braithwaite. He puts another delivery in. A poor cross to back post, was going to be kept in play here by Green. Lays it off to Bramwell. Bramwell, not too sure what was going through his mind there, but he's just kicked the ball straight out of play. Fortunately for Marine, it's going to be a goal kick.
It's a good idea there from Jamie Bramwell, to be fair. Adam Gell had made the run in behind the fullback for Marine, but executed it poorly.
It's just that bit of quality that's missing for both sides, you could say. Even the goal that's gone in Marine's favour. A scrappy one to say the least. A few scores across the Northern Premier League. It's FC United Manchester find themselves a goal down at home to Marsk United. Lancaster City are a goal up at home to Hyde United, and Hyde dropping down to 5th if that result stays as it is. Bamber Bridge are a goal up away at Nantwich Town. Stalybridge Celtic and Ashton United are a goal apiece, as are Warrington Town and Liversedge. And obviously here it is Whitby Town 0, Marine 0, Marine 1 with a couple of minutes left of play. Lussey's ball crossed the pitch. He suffered a challenge in there, Lussey, but he's found Smith and now Solomon. Solomon taking on Hawkins. Able to get a cross in here. He does get a cross in. It's a good ball towards the back post, but there's not a Marine player there. Back in there by Solomon Davis towards Hawkinson, and it's 2. Brilliant cross, brilliant header. Ben Hawkinson finds his first goal in a Marine shirt. And what a big goal it could be as Marine found themselves 2-0 up at the break. Ben Hawkinson there. And it's 2-0, Luke.
Yeah, much better from Solomon that time down the left wing. We saw earlier where he beat his man and looked to get the ball in with his left foot, and it just ran out for a goal kick, but this one puts it into a good area. Solomon Davis rescues it at the back post. Again, dinks it back into that danger zone. Really good cross actually from the right wing back. Ben Hodkinson. He's not the tallest player on the pitch, but he rose the highest there and just crept it in out of the reach of the goalkeeper. Puts us in a really good position going into half time.
As I say, I bet Hodkinson doesn't practice that one too many times in training, but fantastic header. Swept it towards the top corner. That's a big goal for Marine. I think we'll go up 2 up at the break now. In a game where there hasn't been too much quality, there certainly was there. The initial cross by Solomon. And Solomon Davis, a brilliant ball back into the box, and Hodkinson's there, making it 2. There will be confirmation 2 added minutes in this first half. And the ball It's going to be shielded out by Solomon Davis, and Marine will have a throw in. And Johnson with the throwing down the line, looking for Doyle, helped on and flicked on again by Hardy. Cleared by Rowe, brought down well by Tooten, who comes inside. Goes past Johnson, but straight out of play, and he shows his frustration by hooking it away when he knows the ball had gone out.
Yeah, he did really well at the beginning there too, and to take it down on the turn and fake to come inside, just ran out of room.
Another throw in for Johnson, who shows he certainly can launch it down the line. Does it again. One in there by Gel. Comes away with it, Solomon Davis puts a challenge in, and Doyle down the line. One in there by Whitby and cleared away as far as Braithwaite. Hawkins, sorry, switches the play. Bit of pressure by Smith, and it's good feet at the back there by Fergus. Ball forward, looking for Simpson, who I think he just found himself a yard offside, and it will be a free kick for Marine in the last few seconds of the half. Johnson just letting this one to Passant come up to take this free kick. You do think this will be the last bit of play in this first half here? Passant's ball forward, one in there by Rowe. Forward again by Lussey. Now Solomon Davis with the ball at his feet, cut out there. Whitby can come forward here with an attack, and here's Green now. Time to turn. It's a good challenge in there, a strong challenge in there by Charlie Doyle. And Marine can come forward here. Smith to Solomon. Ball just not falling for Solomon. But that will be the last play of the half. It is Whitby Town 0, Marine 2. Joe Hardy scored his second goal for the Mariners just before the half-hour mark. And it's Ben Hodkinson scoring his first for the club minutes before the half-time whistle, giving Marine a 2-goal advantage headed into the break. You can join us in 15 minutes as we look to see off the second half here. Welcome back to the game between Whitby Town and Marine. Half-time score is Whitby Town 0, Marine 2. First half goals by Joe Hardy and a late one at the end of the half by Ben Hodkinson gave Marine a 2-goal advantage going into the break. Luke, what do you think the Mariners need to do in the second 45 to make sure we do claim all 3 points here?
Well, my main criticism of the first half, Tom, was the lack of possession that they managed. There were constant waves at times where Whitby just kept coming and coming with these long balls into the box and enjoying long spells of possession in wide areas. But, Marine have used the counter-attack well and find themselves 2 goals up, so just cliche, but just more of the same.
Doesn't look like there will be any changes for either side going into the second half. I will just run you through Marine's starting 11. It's Bailey Passett in goal. 2, Josh Solomon Davis. 3 is Sean Smith. 4, Will Johnson. 5, the captain Josh Wardle. 6 is Johnny Spittle. 7, one of the goal scorers Ben Hodkinson. 8, Charlie Doyle. 9, the other goal scorer in that first half, Joe Hardy. 10, Sol Solomon. And 11, Jordan Lussey. The second half has just kicked off and a foul has been awarded to the home side, inside of their own half. A certain direct approach by Whitby as goalkeeper Shane Bland's come all the way out of his goal to take this free kick, and we'll put this one forward looking for Simpson, running there by Spittle, headed back into the Marine box, has flicked on towards Tooton, a good header at the back there by Solomon Davis, and passing just about climbs up to claim the ball. Good defending in the end.
Yeah, a little bit of a hearts in mouths moments there for Solomon Davis. Came and made what could have been a very comfortable header, quite difficult, but dealt with by the goalkeeper in the end.
Ball forward, looking for Doyle, a bit of a nudge in the back, but going to escape for a throw-in. Down the line, a Shepherd, flicked on by Simpson, and Green collects it well and comes forward now. Green wants to get it back on his right foot, but puts a cross in, and the diving header there by Wardle, and good clearance by Solomon Davis. Certainly showing a threat. They do come forward, Whitby, and they're far from out of this game if they get a goal early in the second half. Throwing again down the line, flicked on by Simpson. Spittle's in there, and Charlie Doyle as well to get his head to that. I think he's just been nudged in the back when he won the flick on Charlie Doyle, and the referee awards Marine a free kick. Bit of a stronger substitute bench, you could say, for Marine this afternoon. New signing Akil Rafi, supported by Louis Britton, who returns to the setup. Lucas Weir, Mark Howarth, Luke Clark also in the dugout this afternoon.
Yeah, really excited to see Akil Rafi if he does come on for a few minutes. That non-league deadline day signing on loan from Fleetwood Town, just favouring that link that we seem to have building with them.
Lucy's pass towards Smith is cut out, and the ball forward there looking for Simpson. Out of his goal is Bailey Passett to claim it. Thinks about rolling it short to Johnny Spittle, but again Marine will launch it long through Passett. Rolls it out, the keeper, and we'll launch it forward this time, looking for Charlie Doyle. Doyle might get a slight touch, but it's cut out, and a heavy challenge in there. And challenge again by Smith, and Solomon in there now for Marine. Fouled looks to be, and the referee agrees. Awards Marine a free kick, and a crossing opportunity taken short by Sean Smith to Solomon. Solomon with a chance to put a cross in, and it's headed away by Bramwell. Solomon Davis is underneath it, but Green hits it forward. Solomon Davis uses his body well to keep the ball for Marine. Now Charlie Doyle challenged in there by Green, and he'll come forward for Whitby. And it's a decent ball searching Connor Simpson under the pressure of Will Johnson. And Johnson does well again, as he has done throughout this game. Puts his foot in and cleared away. Now here's Shepherd coming forward, challenged by Hodkinson, but Whitby work their way through, cleared by Johnson. All the way back to Goalkeeper Bland, who returns the favour.
It's relieved to see Ben Hodkinson back to his feet. He did stay down momentarily after that strong challenge on the byline.
Yeah, just shaking it off Hodkinson, and Smith boots this one forward, looking for Hardy. One in there by Bramwell again. Gell heads it back to Shepherd, who finds Braithwaite. And now Fergus under the pressure of Smith launches it forward. Mistake at the back by Johnson. Just about got away with it. And Solomon Davis has to stretch for the pass as Marine a little bit shaken up at the start of the second half. Booted forward by Johnson. Goes out for a throw-in.
Yeah, it was uncharacteristically nervy there from Johnson. First real mistake I've seen him make in a Marine shirt.
Wardle, a mistake at the back for Marine, went to head it but ended up coming off his shin. And Charlie Doyle this time, Jordan Lucy this time, missed kicking the ball. And it's sure it's not been the half-time team talk that Neil Young gave his side. As a throw-in, finds Simpson, cleared by Doyle. Up for another throw.
Yeah, we just need to wake up Marine, because Whitby are very much still in this game, controlling much of the ball, and with the threat of the big number 9 Connor Simpson, they will keep coming forward. They just need to focus.
Keeper launches it forward, but Spittle, a bit calmer this time, launches it forward, helped on by Rowe, puts it back towards Breen, and coming forward now Hawkins, challenging there. And Wardle this time clears it away. This is the game of who can hit it farther at this point. Both sides not interested in keeping possession. As Whitby lose it this time, as Spittle clears it, Solomon Davis will let it run out of play. I'm not sure that was a good decision, as Whitby get the throw and they take it quickly. And Simpson coming forward. Goes to put a cross in. Cross goes into the box. It's found Gell, who has time to pull it down and take a shot on. Not too sure he expected it to come his way, Adam Gell. He got his shot off, but it was a tame run in the end, smothered by Passon.
Yeah, just took a sting out of it there, Passon, just wasting a few seconds before gathering the ball. I'm sure we'll see a bit more of that in the second half.
Sure we will, if the scoreline does carry on as it is at 2-0 to Marine. Passon looking for Hardy. One in there by Rowe, and the referee sees an infringement by Hardy. There'll be another chance for Shane Bland, the goalkeeper, to come forward and launch this one on his left foot.
Yeah, I think he just stepped into the centre half there led with his elbow. Not too much in it, but maybe a little bit of a soft one, but it was a free kick.
Bland launches this one. One in there by Charlie Doyle, who's been magnificent for Marine in the air this game particularly. Come forward Whitby Town again, a poor pass in there. It's kept out by Smith, and now Solomon. Solomon looks to switch the play, and I think Hodkinson might just about get onto this. Gell's letting him know he's there behind him. Hodkinson does well to get the ball down. Looking for an option now. He finds Solomon Davis, and now Hardy turns well. Solomon. Smith's out wide, but he lays it to Lucy. Now he finds Smith. Smith into Solomon. Solomon can drive forward now. Solomon thinks about shooting, and it's blocked in there by Bramwell. Good header in there by Will Johnson, and Wardle just shrugs Tooten to the side and will carry on coming forward here. Smith gives it to his captain. Wardle goes to put a cross in, but as you can imagine, the centre back, he doesn't put too many crosses in that I can remember. Straight out of play for a goal kick.
Yeah, not the position you want Josh Wardle in there, but he did really well to step into the midfield and recycle the ball after the initial attack broke down, but just lacking that quality on the cross at the end of it.
Goal kick. Forward once more. Cut out again by Will Johnson for a throw into the home side. Down the line, flicked on by Simpson into Hawkins, who wanted a foul for a high boot there, but nothing given by the referee, and Solomon can come forward for Marine. He's got his back to goal, lays it to Lucy. Lucy looking for Hardy, and Solomon hits the deck, wanting a free kick for a shirt pull. Referee just blown his whistle in. Not too sure what. Was there a free kick there? Not too.
I think Hardy. Yeah, I think Hardy just raised his boot there when the goalkeeper was getting ready to clear it. It's one of those. It's technically a booking in the to the letter of the law, but
Well, the letter of the law is what the referee's abiding by it. I think it will be the first yellow card in this game. Joe Hardy. Not too many complaints. No. Bland with the ball on the deck. Knock this one forward once more. Looking for Simpson. It's actually Green who goes to bring the ball down, but it escapes his grasp and be a thrown to Johnson on that far side. Johnson launches it down the line, looking for Hodkinson. Running there by Shepherd, hooked forward by Doyle, and nicely flicked on by Hardy. Looking for Hodkinson again. Good defending in there by Shepherd. And Shepherd hits the deck, and you think as the game's been going on, that would not be a foul where the referee's gone the game, but he has awarded it on Hodkinson.
yeah, it's just a challenge from behind. Even with this fairly lenient referee, you're going to get those, especially right in front of a linesman.
Doyle again getting his head to the ball, but it's gone out of play. Halfway inside Marine's half. Whitby Town throwing, taken short. Now Green tries to go past Solomon Davis, but his strength pushes the winger to the side. Poor clearance at the back and a poor touch at the back allows Solomon to come forward now for Marine. Solomon, he's got Lussey and Hardy coming forward, and he goes for a low cross looking for Hardy, but just I don't think they're on the same wavelength there, Solomon and Hardy. And Whitby look to break forward clearly with a goal kick, and Solomon Davis into the back of Green. Referee quick to blow his whistle, and a free kick in a good crossing area for the home side here.
Yeah, it's a free kick, nothing more. Green have just got goal side of Solomon Davis. A little bit clumsy from the right back, but good work up at the other end from Solomon to, quick feet to beat his man and get a ball into the box. Bit defending to do for Marine now.
Yeah, I think it will be Aaron Braithwaite over this one. Just getting a word from his coaching staff about what to do with this delivery. It's a big opportunity for the hosts here. Two-man wall of Sol Solomon and Ben Hodkinson. Just wondering if he might go for goal here, Braithwaite, or put a delivery in, and he goes for the cross, and it's back post to Simpson, who's unmarked, and it's a great save by Passon and a block in there by Johnny Spittle. You'd think, out of all people, Connor Simpson wouldn't find himself unmarked, but Whitby still come forward here, well blocked by Sean Smith this time. Hardy lays it back, looking for Hodkinson, who goes to the deck, and that will be a free kick this time for Marine to regroup, but Connor Simpson found all on his own there, Luke, at the back post.
Yep, there will be an inquest along that back line, because, you can tell who's the target when the ball's coming into the box. It's going to be the target man, centre forward, Connor Simpson. Did everything right, headed it down into the ground. Good stop from Bailey Passon. Marine get away with one.
Yeah, to adjust his feet quickly there, Passon. And he does so again to try and give a quick ball down the line to Smith, but it's too much pace on it. And a cheap throw in here for Whitby. Launched forward by Bramwell, cut out by Solomon, and Hardy can come forward here. Hardy looking to return it to Solomon, who's got a chance to cross it. He puts the cross in, looking for Hodkinson, beaten away by Bland. Solomon Davis latches onto it though and can keep the attack alive here. He hits the deck, the full back, but he still comes forward. It's going to be a free kick on this occasion, and it is. And you think might just be a card there for the challenge.
Sorry, Tom, that's brilliant from Solomon Davis. As the ball came out, you could see he's one of those, the ball's bouncing in no man's land. There's a big challenge about to occur. Not only did he win the first one, he went in and got his body in there for the second one. Just about managed to scramble away with the ball. Went inside a free kick in a dangerous position. Fantastic from the right back.
Yeah, determined play, Solomon Davis, and I think it will be a yellow card for Adam Gell, who's getting a deep talking to, or will it be Whitby Town's first card of the afternoon? I think it will be for the midfielder. Not too happy with the referee decision, but it's probably just the right one. Ben Hodkinson now with a chance to put a delivery in for the Mariners. And like you say, look, a good crossing position.
Yeah, it's got to float one into that back post.
Hodkinson goes to the near post looking for Hardy, and the shot comes in, and I think it was Johnny Spittle there who found the ball at his feet and took the shot on, snatched at it in the end and hit the side netting, and it's going to be a goal kick for the home side.
Yeah, he doesn't get many goals, does he, Johnny Spittle? To my memory, yeah, just about one against Liversedge at home. But yeah, found himself in a good position there. Maybe could have done a bit better, snatched it slightly into the side netting.
Yeah, probably where you need Joe Hardy, as you saw in the first half, in that kind of position to fire a shot at goal, but Marine's starting to pile a bit of pressure on, and it looked like a heavy challenge in there. Sol Solomon is the man who's on the end of the challenge. He's still on the deck as the cross bounces awkwardly for Johnson, and Passon will come out for that one. Solomon's still on the deck, and the referee eventually will go over to him after Marine players not happy with the challenge.
Yeah, it's one of those, the ball's bouncing up, the ball's there to be won, and to be fair to the Whitby man, I think he did win the ball. Fair challenge, but Solomon's come off worse, and you just hope that it's nothing too serious. Just, you know, not to be a cynic, but you hope he was just trying to win the free kick. But he looks in a little bit of discomfort.
Yeah, just receiving a little bit of treatment here. Solomon, as I say, I think it might have just been the follow through that caught the ankle. Marine's top scorer. All the injury list piling up. He's the last man you want on the top of that. 16 goals this season in all competitions.
Especially at this stage of the season, you worry any player that goes down injured, you start to think, well, if they're missing a few weeks, but that's a massive chunk of the remainder of the season. Not long to go now.
Especially with the games coming thick and fast. Just 2 days' time, we'll be back at the MTA. We welcome Southport in the semi-final of the Liverpool Senior Cup. It's a quick turnaround.
He's back to his feet now, Sol. It's good to see.
Yeah, just having a word of assistant manager Alan Morgan, not happy with the challenge Solomon, but as you say, the main thing is he is back to his feet. We'll return to the pitch. Game should be back underway here with Bailey Passon. Game is back underway, the referee confirms. Passon will roll this one out. Now under a bit of pressure by Harry Green, eventually sends it forward looking for Hardy. Headed in there by Bramwell. Challenged by Lussey. Shots for handball, waved away. As Solomon Davis can come forward for Marine. He's looked strong coming forward in the second half, Solomon Davis. He's got the ball at his feet now into Hodkinson. Nice ball out wide to Lussey. Couldn't quite get hold of the ball, Lussey, and it's going to be shielded out of play by Adam Gell just about for a goal kick.
Yep, right idea there from Hodkinson, coming inside and looking to play the quick first-time ball over the top for Lussey. Unfortunately, Lussey's not exactly the sort of player that you want running onto those balls, but the idea was there.
Kick forward, headed in by Johnson, and Whitby will look to get the throw in taken quickly with Shepherd down the line, won in there by Charlie Doyle, Smith as well, helping on, and Solomon hooked this one forward. Rose under the pressure by Hardy and dismisses his keeper and turns and launches this one forward to Simpson, who lays it off nicely. Just about got out of play, I think, on that far side. Escaped the quick feet of Colby Shepherd. They just look to if against bad news for Marine in the playoff hope race, as Hyde United have found an equaliser at Lancaster City. All the other scores remain the same. 20, almost 20 minutes into the second half. The ball back in play here with Charlie Doyle. Sent to the ground, Doyle, and a definite free kick. Just a bit of communication between the two players, but Doyle returns to his feet.
Just threatened to spill over for a minute there, Tom, and it's funny to see Johnny Spittle arrive on the scene very quickly there to, we'll say that he was there to defuse the situation.
Josh Wardle still having a word with the referee, just letting him know his feelings as Marine have gone for a quick drink break on that far side. Spittle now joining his 2 centre-half teammates on the edge of the box. It's going to be Ben Hodkinson over this one. Hodkinson sweeps it in. It's a decent delivery, but it's caught well by Shane Bland, who gets the game going quickly. Boots it out wide, looking for Green. Challenging there by Solomon Davis. Forward again with the throw-in now, looking for Tooten. Tooten's got Johnson for company, but he does some nice feet. Tooten, he still comes forward, and a pass comes in, looking for Simpson. Good blocking there by Lussey. Had to be behind that one. The midfielder who got back well with a chance to stay there with Gel, who puts a quick strike in there, looking for the near post. And now pass it scrambling across the goal, but it's gone out of play for a goal kick. A good chance there for the home side.
Yeah, really good play there from Sean Tooten over on the Whitby left. Did everything right, put the ball into the feet of Connor Simpson. But Lussey, some brilliant last-ditch defending.
It's going to be Adam Gell's last contribution of the game. He's had 2 starts a goal now in the second half, but he's going to be replaced by number 16, Aaron Haswell. Has also received a booking, Gell, which might have played a part in the substitution. Marine bench still unchanged. It's just Luke Clark on that far side being put through his paces with the new man Akil Rafi, who's signed on a season-long loan from Fleetwood Town. Foul in there on Harry Green in the centre circle. Looking to get the game going quickly now, Whitby Town. Still 2 goals down.
It's a very high line from these sort of free kicks for Marine. Josh Wardle just pushing his team forward.
Free kick comes in and it's gone all the way looking for Simpson. Still alive here with Hawkins. Good challenge in there by Sean Smith, who's put a few vital tackles in this game and keeps it in the play really well to Hardy. And now Lussey will launch it forward looking for Hodkinson. Headed in there, but only as far as Doyle, who can come forward. Marine in their numbers now. Out wide to Solomon Davis. He's got time. The substitute Haswell's there for company. His pass into Solomon is cut out and poor in the end. Good turn by Green. Goes past Johnson. It's Whitby want to come forward now. There's time and space on this near side, for Braithwaite. Braithwaite looks to lay it off to Fergus, but it's poor play. Could have done better there, Braithwaite. But Whitby still with the ball. It's Hawkins. Nice one too. Tooten, good block in there. Josh Wardle. They've been there at the right time, then Marine defenders, to put the big challenges in.
Yep, some really good performances amongst that Marine defence.
Well, the referee has paused the game for a substitution. I think it would Mark Howard coming on, but he's not even got a shirt on there, so the referee dismisses it and play will go on. Fergus to the throw-in.
Can you afford a board?
We forget it every week.
Fergus into Hawkins, who turns, lays it into Simpson. Cut out by Sean Smith again. Still here though, Whitby, with Fergus. Got time to put a cross in. It's a decent ball. In there was Simpson, but Spittle did just enough to push him aside. Hardy wins the flick on, but he's never going to get on the end of that. Still kept in play by Shepherd, and the ball at the feet of goalkeeper Bland. Forward onto the head of Solomon Davis, and Hodkinson can help it on. Whitby come with it there with Braithwaite, challenged again. This time Jordan Lussey's there. Lussey's there again to flick it on. Solomon, can he hold the ball here? He can. Lays it to Lussey. Nice ball down the line to Smith. Smith's got time to put in a cross. It's not the best one, and I think it might come off the top of the crossbar, or the linesman on that far side is given a corner, so
Yep.
might have been tipped over in the end by Shane Bland.
Yeah, he's one of them. Looks like he just tried to get the early ball into the box, and it almost caught the goalkeeper out. He definitely tipped it over the bar. Yep. Corner out of nothing there for Marine.
Yeah, it looked like a poor cross by Sean Smith, but we've got a corner from it, as the Mariners will make their first substitution. Joe Hardy is going to be the man to be replaced. One of the goal scorers in the game, replaced by Mark Howarth. Luke, what do you make of Joe Hardy's afternoon?
Frustrating game overall for him. You know, the ball hasn't quite stuck for him when the ball's been cleared by the Marine defence. But he's a striker. He's got a goal, and he's sent Marine on the way to a 2-goal lead. So overall, I think he's got to be pleased with his contribution this afternoon. There's Mark Howarth coming on. You'd expect him to step into midfield.
Corner flicked in by Doyle, and Howarth's there to put the header in. It's onto the post. Breaks for, I think, a Spittle at the back post. He misses his kick, and Howarth almost with his first touch finding the back of the net with the header. Marine still with the ball here. Charlie Doyle, it's a great cross in towards the back post towards Solomon. It's headed out of play by Simpson for another Marine corner.
How about that for an impact sub for Mark Howarth? He'd only been on the pitch for about 2 seconds with the ball in play. First to the corner, and wow, what an introduction that would have been.
I don't think that's what he was sent on to do, but he almost found the back of the net. Unfortunate there, Howarth. Spittle just feeling the effects of that challenge with the goalkeeper when he seemed to miss the ball completely. It's going to be another corner that Sol Solomon is over. Solomon puts the delivery in. Oh, and it spills at the back post by Bland, who did the same thing in the first half, which led to the initial Marine goal. He's done so again, but fortunately for him, it's only gone out for a corner on this occasion.
Yeah, I was just thinking there with a little bit of panic that's been around the goalkeeper in these sorts of situations. We know Solomon has got it in his locker to shoot straight from the corner. Not many players are, confident enough to try it, but Solomon never short of confidence, that's for sure.
Tussle in there between, I think it might be both the skippers, and the referee has eventually blown his whistle. I can see it from a mile off there, both Daniel Rowe and Josh Wardle throwing each other around in the box. So the corner will get retaken with the referee just giving both captains a talking to. Still at it, the captains. I think the referee will just want to get on with it now with the corner. Hodkinson to deliver towards the back post. Headed out by Bramwell. Solomon, nice header back towards Hodkinson, who can keep it alive here. Good challenge by Shepherd and cleared for Whitby. Now Green can hold up and he does well. Lays it to Simpson. Checks past Spittle. And leaves it now for Braithwaite. Challenge there by Hodkinson, but will be a throw-in again for Whitby. Shepherd goes on the line, looking for Simpson, he helps it on. Winning there by Spittle. Challenge again, and Doyle's up there for Marine, pushing the back of Hodkinson as a cheap free kick for Town. And Marine will take them all day.
Yeah, referee perfectly placed to give that one. Looks like going to be another change for Whitby.
Yeah, you're right. It does look like a second change for the home side. Number 10 is Sean Tooton. I think he's come off for number 15, Josh Storr.
Been really impressed with Sean Tooton this afternoon. He's showed 1 or 2 really good touches. Of course, almost carved out that opportunity from the left-hand side when he pulled it back to Connor Simpson. And if not for a brilliant block from Jordan Lussey, he would have pulled the goal back for Marine.
Not forward by Passon. Looks like Howarth's up there, the top end of the pitch. Do you reckon Mark Howarth might be the target man?
It's an interesting move, but we know he's good on the ball. He's obviously got the height, all 6'4" of him.
He almost showed us that at the goal as well.
Yeah, true. He's a versatile player, we know that. Plays midfield and defence, majoritively defence over the last couple of seasons, although he's a midfielder by trade. And a makeshift centre forward at the moment.
Yeah, when he came onto the pitch, I assumed it would be a midfield free going into the closing stages of the game, with Howarth accompanying Doyle and Lussey, but he's the furthest man up the pitch here for Marine, and brings it down well and lays it to Solomon. And now Doyle. Howarth's there looking to get onto the ball, but it's gone out of play for a throw-in.
Does make you wonder how fit Louis Britton is if he's remaining on the bench over a defensive-minded midfielder.
Ball kept in play by Green as he checks inside with Lussey on his back. Lays it to Fergus now. Looking down the line for the substitute Stort. Well defended in there by Wardle, who keeps the ball in play. Solomon just about gets away with the ball with a ricochet. Heavy challenge in there by Fergus, who felt the effects of his own challenge there. Marine get away with the throw-in. Just a couple goals elsewhere in the league. It's FC United of Manchester who've found a goal back to level things up with Marsk. And Ashley United have taken the lead away at Stadium of Celtic. 2-1 there. Also Belper Town, bottom of the league, got a goal up away at Guiseley. Caused an upset there, but Whitby Town looking to come forward in the rain here. Helped away by Marine, and Hodkinson brings it down well and skips past the challenge. Brilliant play by Ben Hodkinson. He's got Howarth in the box, checks inside, and a good block in there. Recovery challenge by Shepherd. It's fell onto Lussey, and I think it might be, is it a free kick on the edge of the box?
I think he's given a penalty.
Is he pointing to the penalty spot there?
Yep.
Wasn't too sure. I think it's Jordan Lussey who found himself in the right place at the right time. Just a late challenge in there by the Whitby man. I thought he might have given a free kick, but it is a penalty, and Sol Solomon, he's not had the best of luck from the penalty spot. Looks to want to take this one.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised but he's given it, to be fair, given the some of the decisions he's given this afternoon. But, yep, golden opportunity to make it 3-0 and probably put the game to bed. Jordan Lussey, man who won the penalty, it looks like he's going to be the one to take it. Of course, did score that one a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, Solomon leaves it for the man who won the penalty, Jordan Lussey. As you say, just a one goal this season from the spot. No James Barragan in the side at the moment, so will be Lussey to make it free here for Marine. Referee blows his whistle and it's Lussey. Oh, and the keeper got a touch to it, but it has found the back of the net. Just about crept in there by Jordan Lussey, and it is now Whitby Town 0, Marine 3.
Yep, a little bit of fortune there, but he just about had enough power behind it to creep it past Shane Bland. No mistake from the spot. 3-0 Marine.
Final change as well for Whitby Town. It's going to be Sonny Fergus, who was struggling a bit the last couple of minutes. Is going to be replaced by Lewis Ritson. But as you say, a bit of luck that we might have not seen, and especially didn't see on Tuesday night, we found today at Whitby. Now 3 to the good here, Marine.
It's the sort of result that they needed after the disappointment of Tuesday night. You know, just the whole ordeal around getting to the match, obviously the game being delayed. It was just a bit of a nightmare evening for Marine, especially with a 90th minute goal. It's the sort of game they needed just to get the confidence back in the legs.
Yeah, certainly wasn't going to be an easy task here this afternoon, but with the scoreline suggests it has been for Marine. We've had to defend well, and certainly have. And as I'm saying, that Will Johnson again brilliantly shields the ball out for a goal kick. Yeah, just over 10 minutes left of the second half. Goals from Joe Hardy, Ben Hodkinson, and a penalty by Jordan Lussey. So we're in a 3-goal advantage. Whitby not getting up. A nice turn in there by Ritson, who's just come onto the pitch. And the ball runs all the way back to Shane Bland in the goal. Launches it forward, looking for Simpson. Great header in there by Johnson. And Doyle looks to turn and does really well there, Charlie Doyle. Solomon lays it off to Lussey, who knocks it forward, looking for Smith. Challenging there by Braithwaite. Smith should get under this one. Brought to the ground, and referee not interested, and play continues with Hawkins down the line, looking for Stall, but it's a poor pass and on the wrong side of the touchline. Throwing for Marine, and I think it will be their second change of the game as we're just waiting for the throw in. Might be Lucas Weir on that far side. maybe for Sol Solomon. We're just waiting for the board to come up, but Sol Solomon is heading off the pitch, and I think that's a good time to give Sol some rest in his legs. The amount of minutes he's been playing recently.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It's either Weir or Britton. Is it Weir?
I think it is Lucas Weir to come onto the pitch, replacing Sol Solomon.
Yeah, it is Weir.
Would have been surprised to risk Louis Britton in these final stages of just coming back from injury.
Yeah. Yep, agreed. There's no need to risk him when you're 3-0 up. You're just trying to see out the game. Obviously, a hamstring injury is not something that you want to take any chances with, especially at this stage in the season. So, would be a surprise if he is the final sub.
Lucas Weir straight into the action, challenging with Hawkins for the header. Doyle just couldn't quite get hold of the ball there, and now with Braithwaite, switch of play, looking for Shepherd, and it's over the head of the fullback. Solomon Davis, or Will Johnson rather, will go over for the throw-in. Johnson taking his time as he would. 3-0 to the good. FC United and Manchester turn things around there. There's 2 goals up now at home to Marsk. Warrington Town have also got a vital goal in their favour. 2-1 up to Liversedge in that game. Throwing now for the home side, down the line and swept forward by Solomon Davis. Laid off by Howarth. Bit of an unconventional attack now for Marine. With Doyle on the ball now. Down the line, checks back. Challenge in there by Shepherd. Will come forward, good challenge in there by Hodkinson. And the ball back to Johnson, and the linesman has awarded the offside on Simpson. Wasn't sure if he's going to give that one or not, but he has given it in Marine's favour.
Yeah, a bit of frustration from the stands, but I think it is the right decision. Simpson was just stood behind Johnson over on that far side.
So now, free kick for Marine. Passam will roll this one onto the deck. We've got about 8 minutes of normal time to go. And obviously added time, but you think Marine just try and keep this clean sheet intact for a 3-0 victory on the road after that defeat, as I say, on Tuesday night to Gainesville, which was a difficult one for a number of reasons. Solomon Davis now with the throw-in. Just waiting for an option. The right back. Okay, we'll go down the line looking for Hodkinson. Shepherd has time to bring it down and sends it forward. Headed in there by Wardle and missed by Johnson. Challenged by Solomon Davis and got bodies around Simpson really quickly there, Marine, to make sure he couldn't get hold of the ball.
Yeah, they've done that pretty well this afternoon with smothered Simpson.
Ball
whenever he's tried to get his teammates into play.
Ball looked to be played in behind there, passing quickly off his line as he has been all in this game, but Whitby still coming forward here. Simpson's touch is cleared by Spittle. Bramwell has excelled into the Marine half and looks to play a pass, but Smith's made a big challenge. We couldn't quite get hold of the ball, and Whitby have a throw and take quickly, and it's Bramwell again on the ball. Into the feet of Stort. Does well. Just kick the ball at the referee there, but not too much Stephen Lawson could do about that one. A drop ball. He will play a drop ball, I assume, the referee, at some point.
I felt like he could have just played on there. It rebounded back to Josh Stort. They hadn't gained an advantage from it, and they hadn't lost anything. And they've just gone and given the ball away.
Ball forward by Hodkinson, put out at the back there by substitute Lewis Ritson. Just a bit of lapse in concentration there, as Hodkinson was able to get the ball, but he's lost out to Haswell. We're looking to pounce on an error, but Hawkins does well. Sends the ball forward now, looking for Simpson. He's got Spittle on his back, the striker. I think the ball might have just evaded his grasp, and it has, and it's gone out for a throw-in. The rain now coming down on the players. You can hear it on the top of the stand. About 5 minutes left of this game.
Yeah, we've been lucky for most of the afternoon, but just before the end, we're being put through it.
Certainly are. As Howarth brings it down well, but it's hooked away by Rowe. Ball forward, well won in there by Wardle. I think Wardle's going to go flying in for that one. He just about loses out, the captain. Never going to pull out of that one. Ball forward, won well in there by Johnson. He's been terrific this afternoon. Bramwell plays it in field. Hawkinson with a good challenge in there and helped with Charlie Doyle. Really well won there by Marine. Little 1-2 with Howarth, and Hawkinson looked to play it in behind to the makeshift striker who just wasn't on the same wavelength.
Yep, initially a good little bit of play, 1-2 with Howarth, but Hawkinson tried to return the ball to Howarth. Just wasn't quite on. His angle shut down.
Forward ball won again by Johnson. Only as far as Shepherd. Into the feet of Green. He turns Solomon Davis with ease there. Green still going, but the defender gets back really well. Another player who's been brilliant in the second half, Solomon Davis. Made an error, but he's made up for it. This ball towards Howarth isn't met by the forward. Lussey now lays it to Howarth. Into the feet of Weir. Weir, forward ball looking for Hawkinson. I think he's just about kept himself on side, Hawkinson, but the ball escapes him to Bland. Forward ball now winning there by Johnson. It ricochets to Smith. Time on the ball now for Shepherd. Into the feet of Green. Shepherd again with a switch of play behind Bramwell, but he gets on it. Sends it forward, easily cut out by Doyle. Weird challenging in there. The ball leaves for Howarth. Now Hawkinson, not a bad idea, but we're never going to get on the end of that. Forward ball all the way towards Solomon Davis. Pressure on by Shepherd. Plays it back to his goalkeeper, Passon. Passon with a nice ball out towards Charlie Doyle. Keeps it in play really well. And Hawkinson does well this time. Just about challenged in there by Rowe, but Marine almost found themselves in on goal there. So Luke, as we approach the last 3 or so minutes, I'll ask you to start thinking about your Marine man of the match this afternoon.
I think it's a tough one today, Tom. It's a bit of a strange game, but I'll have a think.
Yeah, it's not been every week that Marine have found themselves free to the good with little chances created in the game other than the goals. But they've certainly been ruthless today. I can't really remember Shane Bland making too many saves. But this is the situation we're in. As the throw comes in, Solomon Davis brings it down. Hawkinson hooks it forward. Running there by Rowe. And flicked away by Haswell for a Marine throw-in. Johnson will take this throw-in. Lancaster City have retaken the lead at home to Hyde United. That could be a big result in the playoff race. Gainsborough Trinity also a goal down away at Atherton Collieries. Results going in Marine's favour. A good day could turn into a great day, the way things are going.
They really do have a Liversedge goal at Warrington Town.
You've got 2 minutes. Yeah.
But it should be game, set and match here, but Whitby still trying to find a consolation with a forward ball well won in there by Bailey Passant. Gainsborough Trinity, I think I might have jinxed that one. They've quickly equalised at Atherton Collieries, but there we go. As Solomon Davis escapes Shepherd. Forward running here, challenging there by Storr. Switch of play now with Bramwell, who has time on the ball. Not too short to do with it. Bramwell ends up just sweeping it forward Flicked on well by Johnson. It will be a corner. Luke, who's your Marine man of the match this afternoon?
Yeah, as I said, Tom, it's a difficult one because obviously 3 goals up, you would expect to give it to a forward, but it hasn't really been that sort of game. Could have given it to any of the back 3, but I'm going to go with Jordan Lussey. I think he's put some really vital challenges in the midfield. He's cleared when he's had to. Obviously, he won the penalty, scored it. Yep, I'll go with Jordan Lussey.
Corner headed well away there by Mark Howarth, brought on to do exactly that. Cross comes back in, headed towards goal by Simpson. He just didn't get enough on it, and there will be a goal kick. So your commentary on the match here, Jordan Lussey. I think he has been very good this afternoon, does a great job in there. That's why he keeps getting picked week in, week out by Neil Young.
Equally, Tom, I could have gone with Will Johnson. Continue to be impressed by the young man. It's more of the same from him for the rest of the season, and can only be good things.
Absolutely. Goal kick straight out of play by Passon, and there will be 4 minutes added on here. The fans are starting to leave the ground. You do think these 4 minutes will just be Marine seeing out the game?
You would hope so. Just need to keep the focus now. These final 4 minutes is easy to switch off at times when you are 3-0 up, and you know you've all but got the game won. It is easy to switch off and concede, but Bailey Passon, as well as the Marine defence, will be looking to keep a clean sheet, of course.
Ball finds its way to the grasp of Bailey Passon, who's been a very vital figure in the goal for Marine this afternoon. Done a lot of things right. Knocks this one forward. Running there by Shepherd. Might fall for Howarth, but it's played back to Bland. He will knock this one forward. Running there by Johnson, but it's going to be kept in there by Harry Green. Switcher play is on and he plays it, but it's behind Bramwell, and that kind of sums up Whitby's afternoon. Not really worked out for them at all. Forward ball headed in there by Solomon Davis. So as things stand, the victory will keep Marine in 7th place, 3 points behind that 5th place spot of Hyde United. Marine do have a game in hand on this side. It will be a big confidence boost going into the rest of the season. Lucas Weir looking for the switcher play to Hodkinson, who would have been in, but I think the wet weather has made him slip to his feet.
Yeah, unlucky there for Hodkinson. It's a good idea from Weir to switch for play with that diagonal over towards the goal scorer, but didn't quite come off.
Shot comes in, it's blocked. I think it was, not too sure it was, a Whitby Town player who took the shot on. Well blocked again by Marine, who've done that all afternoon. Deserved the clean sheet today. Throw in on that far side that Shepherd will take into the feet of Hawkins. Lovely turn in there by Hawkins. Keeps it in play just about, but Solomon Davis is there as he has been all second half. And Marine will get a throw in for themselves. With just over a minute of additional time to play.
Just out of interest, Tom, who would have been your man of the match today?
I probably would have gone Will Johnson myself. I just think the way he's stood up to the challenge of big, tall, strong Connor Simpson. He's really stood up to the challenge as he does every game. But I think Jordan Lussey is a fair shout. He does a lot of things right in that midfield. Obviously got himself a goal. But I think a lot of Marine players have been 7 out of 10 or above this afternoon. It's a real good team performance and much needed after that miserable Tuesday night. There could be a fourth here with Mark Howarth coming forward. Lays it off to Hodkinson, who's also had an excellent afternoon for Marine. He's going to shield it in the corner and wins his side of throwing. Solomon Davis just trotted over, not going to be in too much of a rush there.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Tom. I think this is probably one of the strongest performances I've seen from Hodkinson in the Marine shirt. Obviously, it helps when he gets his first goal for the club, but he showed bags of energy down that right-hand side, constant outlet, and looking to get the ball in the box.
Yeah, he looked sharp coming off the bench against Gainsborough on Tuesday. I think he did deserve his recall back to the starting 11. Playing all 90 minutes tonight. This afternoon, I should say, as Solomon Davis keeps battling in there, looking for a sighted goal, and he hits the deck, and he's still going, the right back. Tussling, questioning the referee. Still Marine with the ball here with Weir, lays it back to Wardle. And that will be the last kick of the game here between Whitby Town and Marine. It's finished 3-0 for the Mariners. First half goals by Joe Hardy and Ben Hopkinson gave Marine a 2-goal advantage at the break, and a penalty in the second half by Jordan Lussey sealed the deal for Marine with a big win on the road. And you can join us again on Monday evening. There's 2 days' time as we welcome Southport to the Marine Travel Arena in the Liverpool Senior Cup semi-final. That's all from us here. It finishes Whitby Town 0, Marine 3. Thank you all very much for listening.